I think Sour to me is one of the best lyricists, like just bar for bar. Like he can go Kendrick to me. I think he can. But maybe it's a biased opinion. Maybe my friend.
Yeah. What's good, real ones? It's your boy Alejandro.
It's your girl Ellie.
And we got
Nascent in the building. What's up? Thank you for having me.
we're here. Shout outs to Studio Shapes for allowing us to have this convo, of course.
Yeah.
You just dropped a new album.
Dropped a new album, Don't Grow Up Too Soon. Dropped on Friday. Came back home, did a little release party, and then doing some tonight again at Soul House. It's cool just to be back home, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man. I mean, you just mentioned you've been out in LA, so
Yeah.
what does it mean for you to just take those trips back home and just kind of see the people that you grew up with?
Yeah, I think for me it's always like important to come home a lot because I don't want to lose touch with what's going on. Like just here, you know what I'm saying? Because you can get caught up in the matrix. You feel me? I just need it for myself to just be come home and be like more just in tune and grounded.
It helps you stay grounded.
It helps, yeah, for sure, 1,000%. And also just I might hear something that I like and that's new.
So I know one of the main themes, or like the main theme of the album, was just healing your inner child.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe your childhood for me?
Child was, yeah.
I know you're first generation.
First generation,
parents,
yeah. So I'm first generation Mexican American parents are immigrants. I think that there's a pressure that is instilled, you feel me? Because your parents came out here to try to search for a better life. They set these things on you where like, go to school, go to college, get a degree, buy a home, get married, and then you're like successful. But it's like, you brought me here, or we're in this country where you could like do anything you want. It's like the American dream in a sense. So it's like, I'm gonna want to try something. I want to try to do whatever I want to do. You feel me? But I had a cool childhood. You feel me? But I think that even just with trauma, it's inescapable. You're gonna experience it at some level, some more than others, and you have to do the work at some point, because then you just carry that shit on as an adult, and it don't serve you. And then you start really noticing why it fucks you up. You know what I'm saying?
Were you a silver tooth kid?
Nah, I had no silver teeth.
Were you a travieso?
Nah, I had no silver tooth. I definitely had gold on though at a young age, gold chain, but no silver tooth. And I didn't flip my eyelids either. None of that shit. Nah.
So going off with like, just the stigma of your parents coming here to like to give you that better future, better life. How did you kind of go on about telling them that you wanted to be like full-time creative or just make music instead of like the other expectations they kind of wanted you to do?
I think at 12 years old, I decided I was gonna make music or be a producer. But they probably just like whatever. He's a kid,
Yeah.
But then even after, like, me and my homies played basketball all our childhood into high school, and even when I told them, like at that time making beats wasn't cool. They're like, that shit sound goofy as fuck, like for real. And now it's like a cool thing or whatever. So it was like kind of like breaking out of what I knew of what is expected of me, and knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But for them, it was. Especially when I dropped out of like community college after a semester, I tried it for them and I failed all my classes because my mind wasn't on school. I was like planning out like trips I needed to make to New York or ideas that I had for like just music stuff, things that I would write down, like equipment I needed or how much money I needed to buy this. Like my mind was on my career. I didn't want to live a life of like regret and be like, oh, I'm gonna do something because my parents won't want me to do it. Because I know hella people that are in their careers because their parents want them to do it. And in a sense, it's selfish, but like, why not? Like, I'm living, like, it's my life and it's something positive, at the end of the day. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want.
And now with like your success, would you say that they're more supportive? So
yeah, for sure. Even when like I got like working with SZA, working with like certain people, like they don't know who those people. It's like they don't like Kanye West. They knew 50 Cent. They knew, but everyone else is like like cool. Or even the newer artists. So it's like there's just that disconnect, right? Whether it be just culturally, whatever it is.
Growing up, what were some of your just early influences creatively? Like what was the music that I would imagine you're listening to the music that your parents listen to, but then mix that with like the hip hop and R&B.
So when I discovered hip hop, bro, I discovered it through Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre and Nas, and I was like a real hip hop purist, backpacker, listening to underground hip hop. I love Wu-Tang, I love DJ Premier and Gang Starr and like Afu Ra, all this underground ass shit, and I just was like, all right, cool, like. Let me explore more, you feel me? I kind of started realizing what my taste was, and it's like between Dr. Dre and Kanye West as far as like the soul, but then like also the sonically how it sounds and the clarity. As I'm like discovering hip hop, I'm discovering sampling. And that was what I fell in love with. So then because I didn't grow up listening to Stevie Wonder or Barry White or the Silvers or the Delphonics. I didn't have that luxury. I wish I could grow up listening to that shit. I didn't find that out until I was like 16, 17 years old, you know? Gravitating towards all these Barry White records and Willie Hutch and Patrick Adams and all these things that, like just how we both look at albums now and who produced, oh, Metro produced this or Kanye produced this or whoever. I was just doing it with samples. And I was noticing that I was like liking a lot of the same stuff. So I think that's where my palette, like, that's where I really like refined it. Because soul music will never die. You know what I'm saying? It's soul. So it's like, I try to incorporate that into my music now. So that's why it has that nostalgic feeling almost, but it doesn't sound dated.
I mean, would you ever think about possibly sampling some like old school Mexican music one day?
Hell yeah. I know I have for sure. I have definitely had before. Like Los Angeles Negros, I've sampled them because they had a lot of stuff. I mean, Jay-Z sampled them on the Black album. Now, bro, it's like really just like with the whole sampling, it's like I want to keep all my masters and my royalties, so I try to like at the very least replay the samples, just so I don't have to get taxed so much, you know.
Shit, since we were just on the topic of just like your cultural heritage, today is Cinco de Mayo.
It is Cinco de Mayo today. Hell yeah. We about to see Toe House up. They're going to kick us out.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, though, just like, what does it mean for you, just being, you know, a Mexican in hip-hop?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, bro. I honestly, to be honest, I don't think about it like too much because at the end of the day, music is just, it is what it is. But sometimes, you know, when it gets brought up or when you have that moment to think about it, it's cool. Like, I don't really know anybody else. I mean, that's in the space to do it at this level. But I know there's other Mexican and Latino producers that probably, you know, maybe know about me or will get to know about me. So it's important for me to like, you know, now be more visible and also just in the space at this level. You feel me? Both on the major side, but also on the up and coming side. My biggest goal is to help break artists. To me, that's the biggest flex.
You just did a remix with Bash for the World. How was that process like?
I found Bash on Spotify, like on my Discover Weekly.
Yeah.
And like, I ain't gonna lie, my Discover Weekly be trash sometimes.
Yeah.
And man, this one week, man, that shit was hitting. They said Bash. I was like, who's Bash? I was like, this shit is dope. And I didn't even know he was Mexican. I just liked his music. I found him on Instagram, DM'd him. He hit me back, and he's like, you wore the chain I wanted to wear to the Grammys. You beat me to it. I'm like, oh, what you know about the Centenario chain? Where's the Mexican chain? He's like, oh, I'm Mexican. And I'm like, oh, you're Mexican? Like, it blew my, I was like, because I don't, like, really, if I'm being honest, I don't really gravitate towards, like, Mexican rappers because it sounds gimmicky sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds too, like, yo, it's Mexican. Like, you could just be a rapper that happens to be Mexican. Or that's what he is. I was like, damn, bro, it's crazy. So we just started, like, talking, and then we never worked on music, like, a whole year until we worked on music. I was more so helping him on, like, business advice, how to move independently, who to work with as far as, like, you know, distribution or stuff like that. Just give him any advice that I could give him because he was also on that independent path.
Yeah.
I pulled up on him a few times in Dallas. Like, we went to his crib, went and got tacos. Like, we just built a genuine relationship because that's going to reflect in the music. And I can't realistically do that with every artist. I might not have that connection with every new artist. It's just certain ones that I do. So when I do, I try to just build like a real friendship type thing because it's always going to reflect in the music.
Oh, he just released his debut album, Mundo.
He dropped this fire.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of my favorite artists, for sure.
Yeah, no, he's tight.
Yeah.
Shout out Dallas.
Shout out Dallas, Texas, you feel me?
Seems like you generally prefer more organic relationships when it comes to your collaborators. So just who are some of the favorite people that you just like working with?
I love working with Jordan Ward, Bash, Saba, BJ, the Chicago kid. I love working with him. Recently, Maxo Cream. I went to Houston for like a week, and we made a lot of really dope music, and we have good chemistry. Ryan's son, every time we get in, we make something really dope. Absol recently too.
What about Papa?
Oh, Papa Rod, like just a great human being. He's such a nice guy, and he's so talented, and he's just easygoing. Riz, he's one of my favorite artists too, just in general. Coming up from Atlanta, and I have him on the album as well.
Wanted to ask about the album too. So it was like a 4-year gap since the last one?
Yeah, 3 year, yeah.
Was this more of like a collection of just like the general songs you've been working on since that time, or did you just kind of have like a eureka moment one day? It's like, okay, I'm gonna make this.
It was a little bit of both, because it was like I knew I wanted to make like my first 3 albums already like laid out the concepts. Well, the first one was the first one, but then after that I made up 2 more names, like 2 more worlds that I wanted to do, and I couldn't do this one until it had to be some authenticity to it. I just didn't know how it was going to relate to my life until I actually had some things happen where I had to like confront and look into the healing my inner child. Because Don't Grow Up Too Soon could have been anything conceptually, but it just meant for me at the time, that's what came to me. Once I was going through it, I was like, all right, cool, this now I can start working on it because it's real and it's like authentic and people gonna know that shit, you feel me? So like there's like 2 or 3 songs like that I had started the beats for like years ago. Like Don't Check For Me was made the same day Lock It Up was made, right? But it didn't sound the same because when I had it, it sounded too slow, and it was like the drums were like kind of late. It was cool, but it wasn't like what it is now. So I went and like kind of like touched them up again. Same with like Spinning These Blocks. That beat was already done. It just didn't have Paul Wall or BJ on there, you know. But then again, I got the beat again because sometimes you step away from things and it sounds different, you know, say years later, and I made it sound just fresher or whatever, you know, or what fit the world now.
And how do you say you curate who appears on the album? Like, do you just send people beat packs and they just send you what sounds good?
There's certain people that I already like that I know I'm gonna work with, like, cause it's like part of my world. Like Jordan, Orion, and Saba and Duck. Like those, they're always. I mean, as long as they're down, like they're always gonna be in this world. The other ones are just like organic life, just happening. Me either someone introducing me to them or me reaching out. But I don't know what I'm doing until. Like I'm like probably like halfway done with a project, because sometimes I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just making songs. I'm like, fuck, like what is it that I'm trying to tell? And then it all comes together. You just gotta be patient with it, you know what I mean? But it does come together.
What do you say are the biggest challenges of like creative directing this project? Because this is a project your first project that you've created, directed all by yourself.
I think the challenge is with me. I think I was just a little insecure about it, if I'm being honest. Like, I was like, damn, like, usually, I don't know, I just was like, is it going to be whack? Is it going to be like, I don't know. Once I came up with the concept for the artwork, I was like, okay, and then I saw it, and I was like, oh, shit, this is dope. And then I started, like, figuring out what story I was going to tell, and then we shot the trailer for the album with the little monster. It was like these 2 boys running. I was like, all right, I had, like, the confidence in myself. Like, oh, yeah, I could do this. No real challenges, I think just me getting in my own way.
And what was your favorite part about it?
My favorite part, just having fun.
Yeah,
like not taking shit too serious. I think people are too cool sometimes. They like have fun. They want to be like, oh, I want to like. Everyone has the same rollout. Everybody does the same shit. And it's like so boring.
So what's having fun to you?
Me, I mean, just like man, we've been a mascot for this fucking. You feel me? Like for this rollout, and I was able to like help direct and help, and also like there's a piece of rollout that I had where it was like me and my therapist having a session, like literally it was me and him in my living room, and it was the first time I ever met him in person because we were doing all our therapy sessions through Zoom. So he came to my house and I just set up the mics and we just did a whole hour of a session, and I just took like 2 minutes of it and was like, all right, cool, this is the 2 minutes that I'm gonna like put on a video for the rollout. And that type of vulnerability, I would have never did that shit like 3-4 years ago. I'd be like, fuck that, I'm good. But now it's like you realize that people can relate to you more because we all go through shit and we all going through something, and you know, and that's what is gonna build a genuine like connection with people, because then it's like, all right, you know, again, not being too cool. Like we all go through shit, bro.
Yeah.
All of us, you know?
Yeah, man, I would love to dive into that more,
sure,
especially like, you know, obviously as Latinos, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
The stigma in our community, especially amongst men, is to kind of keep everything to ourselves. So just what was that moment for you where you kind of just realized like, nah, it's actually better to reach out for help?
It was when I started my first album, Minus the Bullshit, Life is Great. I was going through a little phase, a lot of loss. One of my best friends got killed. Other friend went to the feds, and it was like a bunch of losses. Like just it was more than those 2 things, but those were probably the biggest things. So it all just came at once. I think I had the self-awareness to be like, all right, cool, I can't do this with myself. Like, I need to talk to somebody, because I felt it was weighing heavy, and I knew that I didn't want to like, you know, I just knew I had to talk to somebody. But there is a stigma on Black and brown because it's looked as weakness, and a lot of times like if you admit or say you're going to therapy, the older people are gonna look at you like, what, you crazy? Or what you been through?
Yeah,
you ain't been through
right.
shit. And it's like, damn, dog, I've been through something. Like, for me, it was something. But that's not for anyone to decide for you. Like, if you feel like it's a hard time for you, then that's just you. Like, you feel me? Like, that's just what it is. I think that our generation or whatever, we have the luxury, too, also to have therapy. And so, and maybe our parents didn't because they had us as that kid, like my parents is young, so they had me at 20. My mom was 18. But I'm pretty sure she had other things on her plate than, like, I'm going to therapy. It shouldn't be viewed as a weakness. If anything, to be honest with yourself and vulnerable is strength, and right in it. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
What's one thing in particular you'd say that you had to unlearn?
I think I had to unlearn, like, being misunderstood. I always felt like, oh, nobody understands, nobody gets me, so it's this chip on my shoulder. But it's not so obvious. Like, it's there, but nobody can really. Cause I'm easygoing and shit, but like I'm competitive as fuck. You know what I mean? Cause I'm like, and that's why even with these albums, I'm like, I don't gotta say shit. Like the music gonna say what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Cause you got guys that you got these producers that are popular on Twitch, and they got YouTube channels. And I mean, it's cool. Like, but they're not really making. I can't name one song that they like. I'm like, oh, that's him or whatever. And for me, it's like, what I did. But I had to rework that, and also like the misunderstood thing, right? Like, there's no room for misunderstanding anymore at this point. So I just kind of had to like, get out of that underdog mentality,
What are like some other ways that you, apart from like therapy and just making music, like that helps you stay more grounded? Like, are there any hobbies or like, I don't know.
Yeah, man, like going, what I'm saying? I mean, just say maybe hooping, boxing. I was just recently last year, man. I love doing that. That's been very therapeutic. I'm a homebody, bro, and I just like to just chill and stay out the way, because I'm not like motivated by the same shit that, or just not motivated by certain things that others can be motivated by. That's why even with the way I do my music and run my business, it's like I don't want anybody in my pockets or anybody in my creative, like telling me I can't do something, I can't put something out. You know what I'm saying? And but that was something that I had to work hard for and go through a lot to have that luxury, because a lot of people don't have that. You feel me? They're signed somewhere, or they're being told what they can and can't do. And imagine if you're making art and somebody tells you, that's cool, but we need something for TikTok or something. That shit's gotta hurt. That shit's gotta kill you. You know what I'm saying? Because your art. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck that. I don't live like that. But now there's strategy behind it. You feel me? Because realistically, I could drop an album tomorrow. Let's do it. But it wouldn't do nothing. You feel me? It wouldn't do, because I'm not at that level yet. You feel me? Of a Kendrick that could just drop, You know what I'm saying? And then the whole world stops, Not yet, though. You feel me? But soon, though.
What are some words of advice you'd give to someone who's, trying to be in your position? Like, you're just trying to get where you're at right now?
Just to relax. Like, don't just to relax. Put up, like, it's like putting up free throws every day. You have to. It's like a lot of times those days you don't want to show up are the ones that you have to show up for. And also it's like you don't know. Like, I'll tell you right now that like the days where I was making beats just to make beats, down the line, that one day that I made that beat changed my life, like financially. I like, you feel me? I have a situation where I just every day I'm just stay working, because you don't know when. You know what I'm saying? When your number's gonna get called, and you're ready, you're good to go. You know what I mean? So it's like always put up free throws, always stay working, stay eyes on your own paper, and just relax. Like, there's no right time for when things are gonna go for you. There isn't.
Yeah.
So
Patience.
literally, bro, yeah, and have tough skin too.
I mean, obviously, you have a Grammy on your resume.
Yeah.
So just what was that moment like for you? Not saying that, like, you needed the validation.
No.
Still, to be recognized for your contributions.
And you said the right word, recognition. I think everybody wants to be recognized. It's not what motivates you. It's like the reward, right? If you get it, you get it. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You didn't do it for that reason. It was nice, man. It was cool. Like, I was definitely... very grateful for it. I don't think that it affects my day-to-day or even when I do music, because it's not like anything that I'm like, I'm a Grammy, I forget that shit for real, to be honest. Like, because I'm just trying to be as grounded as possible. It means something, but it doesn't mean anything at the same time.
Yeah. What was your parents' reaction?
Man, it was really happy. I was able to bring my mom and dad for the first one. That was really cool, because, like, again, it's like ending cycles and starting new ones, and you setting the bar now. Like, this is already cemented. Like, this is it. Like, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this is what happened, and this is what we have now. You know what I'm saying? So that was important.
I feel that. That's definitely my favorite things to do. Whenever I have like opportunities to bring like my folks to the spaces that I'm invited to for what I do as a journalist or creative. I think you mentioned earlier, like, our parents don't really know what the fuck we do.
Nah, man, they don't.
So to kind of at least show them like the outcome of what we do, they kind of understand it more.
And that's what, like, when he was asking me about, what you learned through in therapy, like, another thing that I did learn was have more empathy or understanding for them, because if I put myself at 21 years old having a kid, like I was a head ass at 21, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So with a kid, I would have fucked them up. Like I know I would have like fucked up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And they would have been like, yo, you wasn't there, whatever. Because you don't even know yourself at that age. You feel me? So then once you get to that age, you get older, you realize that they're just doing the best they can. For the most part, there are situations where people have very fucked up upbringings and negligence, and that's a different conversation. But for the most part, like, your parents are looking out for you, they love you, and they're doing the best that they can with what they have.
Shifting gears real quick, I just wanted to talk about more like just Chicago specific stuff.
Yeah.
But what are some of your favorite places to go to in the city whenever you're in town?
Man, I love going to a Bulls game for sure. My friends know that. Bulls game all the time. I would go to Classic Studios, go to my Jibarito y Mas already on Kimball. I just like being around my family, man. When I come home, I don't have any family in LA, so when I come back, it's just nice to just be around them and doing whatever. It don't even matter.
What's your favorite Chicago neighborhood?
Probably Humboldt Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Humboldt.
Yeah, I like Humboldt Park. Yeah. Yeah.
Wepa!
He said, Humboldt Park, man. It's close to the city, close to good food. You feel me? And probably Humboldt Park for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But shout out Logan Square too. Shout out Reese Park, everywhere, Central Park, Belmont Cragen, Northwest Side and the gang. You feel this bitch? You feel me?
Who are your favorite Chicago artists?
Man, but it's a lot. I love Saba.
Just to name a few.
I love G Count, Chance, No Name, King Louie, Chief Keef, Lil Reese. Damn. Smino's honorary or no? Is he honorary?
He's honorary. Yeah.
I couldn't say Smino. Damn. All right, well, but there's a lot of artists too. Yeah.
Like, he kind of like took off all in Chicago.
He done, bro. When I met him, bro, he was producing. Like,
first time saw Smino he was opening up for Mick Jenkins.
Yeah.
For like, it was a Fake Show Drive show.
Yeah.
And tickets were like $5.
That's amazing. That was a great time in the city. I was talking about that another day about how amazing it was, a gold rush in Chicago of artists and music and everything that was happening, like all within a few years. Mick Jenkins is up there too, BJ, Chicago kid, Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah.
Like, I studied food and liquor like my sophomore year of high school, top to bottom, bro. Like, I love that album so much. And that was like for me, I was like, man, like from sampling, from the lyrics to everything. Like, I taught the soundtrack for the first time a few years ago when my first album dropped, and he called me because I forgot who he was with, and he called me. Like, it was the first time talking to him, and I was like, to me, I was starstruck because I'm like, this soundtrack, bro. He did food and liquor. And he's like, yo, man, your album's dope, man. I love it. Here's my number. I thought, oh, man, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But those are little moments.
And who are your favorite women in hip hop right now?
There is in hip hop. Damn. Man, you got.
I know your taste.
You got Il Camille, you got Mariba, we have Orion Sun, we have some. I heard of a new artist in Soul Child. I dove into a little bit of it. I like it a lot. I think I'm gonna work with where usually when like a lot of people like that I fuck with tell me, yo, you should do this. I'm like, all right, let me see what it is. Sailor is really dope.
I like those songs you have with her.
Yeah, there's another. Her name is Ray Luna. Is it? She goes. Her Instagram is like some dirty jeans or something. She's from Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, she's dope. I found her a few months ago, and I was like, yo, man, she's. I fuck with it. I'm trying to think who else, bro. No Name.
Hell yeah.
We got a lot of dope music too.
You mentioned all your favorite Chicago people. So, like, who are some of your favorite LA artists?
LA artists?
Yeah. Are you tapped into the scene like that or not?
Trying to think. Il Camille's an LA artist. Oh, Duckworth's an LA artist. South Central. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think I'm too tapped in with like the local LA up and coming artist scene as far as I know, because a lot of times like a lot of people that I run into are all transplants. BJ's honorary LA too. You know what I'm saying? He's been there for a long time. Yeah. I be messing with him though, but BJ's Chicago all day. He's Chicago for life. But I one day I called him and said BJ the LA kid, and he was dying laughing because I was just messing with him. You know what I'm saying?
And then who are just maybe some collaborations that you're just trying to manifest?
Frank Ocean, Kendrick Lamar. I really want to work with Nas. Andre 3000. That'd be dope. Oh, and T-Pain.
for
I have an idea. I'm gonna manifest right now. Jordan Ward and T-Pain, my next album. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
You know, like run that shit on that clip when it comes. And like,
Heard
damn,
it
he
here.
said that shit, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, yeah. Jordan Ward and T-Pain.
Oh, that'd be dope.
That'd be dope as fuck.
But the Andre though.
Andre would be.
Would you want
flute or rap,
or would
bro.
you want to be like
We can do both.
jazz?
Nah, man, you
shit?
can play the flute and rap. I need him to rap though.
For sure.
Yeah, he can play the flute too. For sure, but rap.
Man, do you just? I mean, I feel like you're someone who you've definitely like accomplished a lot for sure. Is there anything in particular that you're probably most proud of?
Not losing my mind, man. I'm still being myself. I say that jokingly, but really not getting caught up in this. It's all janky, bro. The music business is janky as fuck. It sucks because like everybody fake kick it and fake like pretend, but there's not even enough money in this shit to be fake phony. To be honest, in my opinion, if not, we would do something else. I would do some sort of if it was for money. Mm-hmm. I love this shit. It's what makes me wake up every day. It's that way I can express myself, that's the only reason why I do this. So that's why I am very intentional and care about what I'm putting out because I understand that it's like you working with magic, bro. You feel me? Like you gotta be careful what you're doing with it and be responsible with it. You know what I mean? Because the shit is real.
That's deep.
So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So probably just still being me, bro.
Yeah. What would you say is your responsibility with that magic?
It's to be very intentional with like what I'm putting out there. That's why even with the Absol song, he's like, live slow, die young, or die old, right? Because he did that himself, but he understood the concept, right? Mm-hmm. You look back and it's like when people that they can speak things into existence, the ones that are really tapped in, they could do it on either side. You feel me? You got albums that are called Ready to Die or you know, and Life After Death. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we gotta be careful with shows are like damn near rituals, bro. Everyone's chanting, it's energy, bro. Yeah. And it's like and you know, we're not the ones that are the source of this shit. We're just connected to something that's giving us the things that we need to, you feel me, that we gotta put out there, you feel me?
King of manifestations, what it sounds like you are. Yeah, real manifestors. What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius. Yeah. What are you?
Asian Aquarius.
And then we're in the age of Aquarius. What are you?
Guess.
Oh, see.
I'm kidding.
That's a Cancer would say it. I'm playing. Nah.
I'm a Virgo.
A Virgo, okay.
Yeah.
And then what's yours? You're like
I can give my whole big.
What's your son?
So my son is Libra.
Okay, so you are balanced.
Yeah, rising is
oh damn, he
Cancer.
trying. He letting all the chakra mamas know.
Literally.
He letting them know what his sign is.
Exactly.
He's like,
I got like a Google Doc.
No.
Because I've been asked this too many times in college. Yeah, I got asked this too many times in college, so I just kept the whole
That's
chart.
funny.
And then my moon is a Scorpio.
Oh shit! Well, watch out. Watch out.
I don't know.
Hey, the whole room, y'all peeped the whole room went, oh shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
But like usually whenever I tell people I'm like whenever I tell people that like my rising's Cancer, they usually respond positively to that.
That means you're nurturing too, and your feelings probably sensitive.
I'm super.
But that moon, that Scorpion, boy, that shit coming.
I don't know what.
Hey, watch out for that dude.
Wait, okay, so I have a Leo rising and a Taurus moon. So what does that mean?
Oh man, we need rest in peace, Walter Mercado, if you guys know who that is. But we need an astrologist in next episode. But I don't know, man. I mean, all I know of Virgos are they love to debate. They just love to see that they love playing devil's advocate. Okay. And it's like, damn, it's like, why can't we just be, you know what I mean? Yeah. And Aquarius is, man, we just go with the flow. Great people. What else? You know what I'm saying? All positive. Aquarius is the best.
I don't know much about Aquariuses.
I just know that we're like, that the era that we're living in is like
it's the age of Aquarius,
just
and it's the age of truth, man. Let me tell you something right now. You see what's happening.
Another artist I interviewed a while ago, he's like super tapped into like he does like classes on that, so he was like telling me about that shit. So yeah.
But it is the age of Aquarius and the age of truth. Yeah. That shit I'm trying to tell you. The age of truth. I'm just saying the truth is you see what's happening, man.
I was about to say, you see what Kendrick is doing.
Yep.
The truth's coming out.
Man,
whatever.
If you got skeletons in your closet, man, clean that shit out, but this is what it is, man.
Yeah. So we'll just rapid fire real quick.
Let's do it.
All-time favorite Chicago Bull.
Michael Jordan.
Okay. All-time favorite rapper,
Nas.
singer, R&B singer.
D'Angelo.
Okay, Kendrick or Drake?
Kendrick. Easy. That's rapid fire. Give me some. Bro, you know what time I had to do an interview the other day, and the guy's like, "Yo, name me all the Kanye West songs that start with a B." I'm like, "Bro,
what?"
Wow, I'm like, shouting. I'm like, and it was like 9 in the morning, bro. I fucking bombed that shit. I was like, "Fuck." I'm like, he's like, "Blame Game." I'm like, "Oh yeah, Blame Game." Oh, Barry Bonds. That was like
that's super specific.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, but these are good.
Yeah, I really like just like favorite or like least favorite.
Go ahead. Yeah.
What's your top album?
My top album?
Like
that's
Maybe top 3?
damn. Late Registration. Music of My Mind. Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Man, my third one. I'm gonna keep it hip hop. Just want to say The Crown 2001.
For sure.
Just a little.
Who would you say is like the most underrated rapper in your opinion?
Underrated?
Yeah.
Does it matter? Like, I mean, just underrated in general.
Current. It doesn't have to be.
I think underrated. I think maybe like if I'm thinking Chicago, man, I'm thinking like there's a guy named G Count, bro. Like G Count is like the prodigy of you know what I'm saying? Like he is one of the greatest, just to me, one of the like storytelling. Like he could do it, like he could storytell like Nas. His voice just cuts through like prodigies. You know, it's just the whole thing. Super underrated from the city, but underrated. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. Okay. Who do you think is underrated?
Shit. Oh man.
See,
I feel like all my favorite artists are underrated. So like
that's the case. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I feel
like one of my favorites off top is just Mick. You know, I feel like he's super underrated just in terms of just like the grand scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean that's good. Mick.
I feel
that's cool. That's cool. You said Mick. That's dope. Yeah. I mean, okay, cool. Saba. I think Saba to me is one of the best lyricists. Like just bar for bar, like he can anybody. Like he can go Kendrick to me, in my opinion. I think he can, but maybe it's a biased opinion. He's my friend.
Yeah. You know, you produce a lot of tracks for Brent Fayez. You know, Off Sunderson and you know, Fuck the World. So, what was your favorite track that you did for him, and also like, how do you feel about his influences and like his influence in like the alt R&B world right now with like a lot of up and coming like artists kind of like maybe using his sound?
Yeah. I think that happens when something becomes really popular and something is like sounds new or trend or not trendy, but just maybe something new, fresh, and it becomes super popular. Usually, people are gonna want to recreate that, right? So I mean, that's like already bound to happen. My favorite that I did was a song called "Gang Over Love."
Yeah.
We were in the DR when we went to work on the album, and earlier in the interview, I was telling you about how it's important to like always put up free throws, like advice to producers, right? Just always make beats, always show up and just make some. Even if you're just making a beat, just make a beat. Because that was happening to me. Like that the day that song got made, the power went out. And because there was a big storm that just passed, so the power went out. And then Jeff Jackson from Classic Studios was our engineer for the trip, and he was like, "Hey, Nascent, Nascent, just play a beat real quick. We're trying to get the speakers to work." And I played the beat for "Gang Over Love" just because I was just playing something random. But the only thing is that beat had a sample over it, and then Brent walked out the room. He's like, "Yo, take the sample off. Let me sing on this." And I never in a million years would have thought of playing that for him.
Yeah.
And then that turned into that was a single of the album. But then that also was I was able to gauge that he likes things that I wouldn't expect him to like. So then from that day forward, I always gave him things that I didn't think he would get on. So then you get Clouded, Been Away, Trust, Rolling Stone, all these songs that we did.
That's dope as hell.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, though, that one day I made that beat turned into, a song that made a lot of money. So show up every day, you never know. Trying to tell you.
So here at Real Ones, we kind of like to ask you, like, who are some real ones in your life in your corner? You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you want to shout out a real one?
Oh man, shout out to my dog Brianna, a real one. Shout out to all my friends that let me sleep on their couch in LA when I was first starting out in their studio. Man, I owe them. Those are angels in my life.
What should people expect from you for the rest of the year?
The rollout is not over with. We're still gonna have more stuff coming out. We got merch coming out, more rollout, more content, and then I'm gonna have a show that we're gonna do for this album. I don't know when or where, but it's gonna be a symphony, and I'm gonna have to build a lot stacked up with everybody, Bash, Saba, Marie, everybody. It's almost like on some Dave Chappelle block party.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna manifest that right now. We're gonna do it before the year's over. They're gonna get that Grammy. You feel what I'm saying? And one or two of them bitches. You feel me? It's ours.
Are you?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, if you need like a documentary crew,
Yeah, come on.
Get real.
Yeah.
Block party with
yeah, we can do it. We can.
I
I already know, man.
Yeah, man.
Some real ones for sure. Let's get it.
That's all I got. You have anything else?
Thank you so much for having me, man. It was a real dope conversation. I fuck with it. Thank you so much.
Thanks again to Studio Shapes for allowing us to host this conversation. Thanks to Nascent for coming through. I'm Alejandro.
I'm Ellie.
And we're real ones. Peace.